Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of the Captain's Horror Meltdown. My name is Cammie, I'll be your captain on this journey, and I am joined, as always, well, we're on a side mission.
We are.
So you don't have a sort of main role on the ship today, but you are piloting the hovercraft that we are riding into shore. Can't remember if we've been on a hovercraft before. We might have been. I can't remember. We're off on a sortie to see, as all our side missions are, a current horror release that's in the cinema, and we have just been to see, you in Edinburgh, me in Glasgow. We've both just been to see Us.
Yep, directed by Jordan Peele, the follow-up to Get Out.
Yep, absolutely. And it sounds like we both had a fairly similar experience going into this. I'd purposefully not read anything about the film before I went in. Actually, I will say, how spoilery are we going to get on this?
Well, I think we're trying to keep it spoiler-free, which is going to be tricky, but...
Well, let's just avoid spoilers. If we can. What I will say is, if you are going to see the film at an Odeon, which I did tonight, don't look on, just even when you're booking the film, don't read the synopsis. The one-line synopsis gives away the plot. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. So, like, you know, after all this time, you know, I've managed to avoid adverts, I've managed to, you know, just sort of like keep away from it, and I literally went to the website to see what time it was on. The one line basically gives away the whole film. Which, I guess, they get into, to be fair, you get there within, what, 20 minutes?
I suppose. I mean, I have watched the trailer, so I kind of got a flavour of it, but as in his first film, it kind of goes off on a different tangent to what the trailer suggests.
Well, I'll tell you what I will say. No matter what, there's no way that any single line synopsis could prepare you for the absolute insanity that happens at the end of this film. I've got literally no idea what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think it's going to be particularly spoiler heavy because I didn't have a fucking clue what was happening. Yeah,
no idea. I mean,
so I think I pulled it together at the end because I went with Hamish, so we were discussing it. I think I've got a firm idea of what happened at the end. I'm not entirely sure I'm satisfied with what happened at the end, but
yeah, I mean, you're lucky that you actually went to see it with someone. I went to see it myself. I had no one to discuss it with on the way out.
Was there no one sitting beside you? You could have followed them out.
Oh, well, there was. There were two young lassies sat next to me who were absolutely top quality entertainment for the whole film. They screamed and then laughed immediately after screaming the whole way through the film, and they were also curled up in balls on their chairs, hiding their eyes. Although, adding another element of horror to the whole affair, one of them was on her phone for about 90% of the time.
Oh, I would have kicked her arse for that. I actually told the guy. There was a guy beside me. I had to tell him to shut the fuck up. I was more polite than that, but not massively more polite.
Oh God. Yeah, it's a real horror show going to the cinema actually these days. I'm so used to just watching stuff at home.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here in a room by myself with a projector, and the only person that's annoying is me. But I'm the only person. Yeah,
you probably annoy yourself quite a lot.
I do. But yeah, the cinema's different level. If you've listened to this podcast, you've heard me fucking many times.
Yeah, ranting about
people in the cinema. So yeah, I mean, I'm the same as you. I avoided everything, just saw the trailer. Although I think now I'm thinking about trying to talk about it. I was like, maybe I should have read something before we started doing this.
Yeah.
But you know, who cares?
Fuck it. Well, so let's just to get ourselves started off. What was your take on Get Out?
I really enjoyed it. I think I've probably mentioned it before. I really enjoy the kind of left field ending because it's got a real kind of grindhousey 80s horror vibe at the end of it.
It does,
which was really unexpected.
Also quite similar to another favourite of mine, The Skeleton Key.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Lots
Might
of fun.
get around to that at some point.
Oh, it'd be good to get around to Skeleton Key. I do like that film.
I suppose it's quite nice to be doing this in a way, talking about other stuff, because I think our last 3 releases have been really fucking obscure. Well, still fairly obscure anyway.
Yeah.
So it is nice to dip in and say, yeah, we do watch things that were made in this century.
Yeah, and we've got another side mission coming up very soon.
Yes, it might. Well,
it might be next week.
I think it very, very likely the side mission is. Yeah, it'll come out before the next Chain episode. But we managed 3 on a trot in the train, so I'm quite happy with that.
Nice, happy days. My take on Get Out was I came to it quite late. Mm-hmm. I watched it at home. Mm-hmm. Blu-ray on the projector, and I thoroughly loved it. I think the thing that I took away from it was I'd gone into it expecting it to be absolutely horrendously scary from the way people were talking, but I actually found it to be more sort of horror comedy. Really. And I wasn't entirely sure what to expect going into Us tonight. I was maybe expecting a bit of horror comedy or something, but is it?
Hamish and I were talking about it. You're right with Get Out. Again, it's in the trailer for Get Out and this, it doesn't really suggest anything particularly funny at all. But I think they blended the humour in really quite well with Get Out. But I found it a little bit jarring in this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? I think
it didn't really flow. It kind of went from that's funny, oh, this is something horrific happening, and there was no. Yeah, it didn't blend as well, I didn't think, as his first film.
Yeah, I'm the same actually. I think I've come out with it with quite mixed feelings. What I will say is I'm quite looking forward to watching the film again. I think the problem I had going in was that I was so hyped for the film. I was so excited about it. I'm very excited about Jordan Peele's new Twilight Zone, which I think by the time this goes out, which will be next couple of days, I think.
Yeah,
I think Twilight Zone maybe out already? I don't know.
I could, I think he might be a decent person to turn his hand to that little.
Oh yeah, totally. And actually, I think Us had the feeling of an extended Twilight Zone to me. Really,
it did. It got fully far out towards the end.
It's really bonkers. It's a bit of, I found it a bit of a mishmash of ideas, to tell you the truth as well.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you in that. I mean, it's like, I think they're interesting enough ideas, but you're just at that stage, you're just like, what?
Yeah, totally.
Am I ready to accept this? I'm not sure I am, to be honest. And oh god, it's given I can't really say that, might give something away, but I agree. I didn't come out feeling. It was weird. It was when it kind of kicks off the film. I was like, is this going to be one of these films where they just don't explain anything that's going on? That's
what I thought for the majority of the film.
Yeah, I kind of thought this is good, the vibe, and then it absolutely flips in its head and explains every aspect of it entirely.
Yeah, totally. But it's still utterly confusing.
Oh, it is. I mean,
totally bamboozling.
Because it's just so. What?
Yeah, I mean, I do quite like that. I quite like a film that just goes into the realms of absolute nonsense, which this does. Man, all I'm going to say is, hell of a rabbits.
Yeah.
Fucking hell of a rabbits, man. Hell of a rabbits. But I mean, the actual, there was, I think some of the early frights, when it first starts to kick off, are really effective and really creepy.
They are.
In a very sort of J horror sort of Ring sort of creepy vibe.
Very much. So that's one of the things we can probably talk about, because that's very much in the trailer, and it's when you've got the opposite family kind of in the driveway, that is properly creepy stuff, especially when the two kids barrel off in that kind of J horror kind of a way that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And again, talking with Hamish, that was thoroughly quite creepy, but it never really goes anywhere. No, it suddenly then becomes.
It becomes more of an action
based
film.
In reality. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's quite odd. I mean, I do have to say that I'm intrigued to watch it again. Although it was a hell of a long as well.
Yeah,
For
we
what it
mentioned
was.
that as well. We thought they
About
could
2
have
hours.
chopped Yep, I think they could have chopped that a bit. I think one thing that Hamish and I both said is I probably find it fairly unlikely to go back to that anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably revisit it when it's available on streaming or something. I mean, I certainly wouldn't go back to the cinema to see it, but I would. I think when it comes on streaming, then I'll probably be likely to give it a go again just to check it out.
So, I guess, what did you make of the performances? I guess we'll get into that.
I think that there were some terrific performances in this.
Mm-hmm, I would agree.
And I'm going to potentially murder the name, but Lupita Nyong'o.
Sounds fine.
Absolutely superb. Terrific performance. Elizabeth Moss as well. Great performance. Guy, is it William Duke? The guy that plays the husband?
I'll go with that.
I enjoyed his performance, but is he a comedian? Is he a comedy actor usually?
I don't know. He's certainly got most of the, if not all of the of the funny bits. Yeah, and God, it was just a bit. I don't know how I felt about it. Yeah, Winston Duke.
Winston Duke. That's it, not William Duke.
There we go.
Winston
Let's have
Duke.
a look at this. Christ, he's not been in much, I'm going to be honest. Well, he must be quite new to the game or broke through at a late stage.
Oh, hold on. Oh, he's in Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War.
So you probably know him then?
Yeah, probably. Do I?
Excellent.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think he was in Edinburgh for the stuff I was shooting.
Yeah, we should mention that Cammie worked on Avengers Infinity War, so I just presume he knows all the cast and crew. And,
totally. Yeah, I do. Yeah, no, big buds with all the actors.
Yep, absolutely.
Big drinking buds.
And I never got my signed Scarlett Johansson, so I'm a bit disappointed about that. But,
Oh no. Yeah, I've got some exciting news about that I have to tell you off air because it's
okay.
Yeah. But anyway, and actually, the trailer for Avengers Endgame has some of the sort of super spoilery stuff that we shot when we were shooting Infinity War as well. They shot a few bits and bobs over here in Scotland too. So there you go, fun times. Anyway, I think the performances were great. The kids were great as well, actually.
Yeah, and I was going to make a point of that because how often does an annoying kid ruin a film?
Yeah,
but they were great, really, really good. Enjoyed them,
and it must be really nice for the cast to be able to play dual roles as well the whole way through the film. That's pretty cool. I quite liked it.
that was all very well done. I got to have absolutely hats off to that. That was pretty seamless stuff.
Yeah, and really well shot as well. I mean, it's super smooth looking, super slick. I did enjoy it quite in a sort of understated way.
Yeah, it was nice, and soundtrack I really quite enjoyed that as well.
Soundtrack was great. Some actually, I mean, I guess they're in danger of getting overused somewhat, but there's some lovely drone work as well in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The soundtrack did kind of. It's one of those soundtracks that's kind of very juxtaposition-y to what's actually happening on the screen all the time.
Yeah,
which I always find entertaining. And then an absolute sort of one of the end scenes. They have a very heavy cello-based version of a song. I won't get into it, but it's beautifully done. Really beautifully done.
It is really beautifully
and that
done.
Scene itself is really cool. Its choreography is really nice in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots to like.
And I was actually surprised that that it wasn't gorier. I thought I was almost expecting it to be gorier. I think the BBFC
it was reasonably gory.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I suppose, but
is it a 15?
It's a 15.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's a 15. I'll tell you one thing in the sound design. There's a sequence that I'm not going to give anything away with, where the sound is really, really horrible.
Yes, quite a lot of that going on.
Yeah, quite manky, quite manky. But yeah, I think overall, I don't know. Is this film getting raved about? It feels like this film's getting raved about. And
well, I've decided. I'm making a decision here.
Are you going to look at Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm gonna have a little look and see what the general chat is, because this is what I've avoided. Rotten Tomatoes
See,
or
I
tomatoes,
think
if you will.
the whole way through,
I mean, obviously,
the whole way through as well, I was like, I bet you there's just loads of really highbrow readings of this film.
Oh yeah,
And,
totally. There will be.
I mean, it's like, it's got like some fairly obvious themes going on in terms of the sort of I guess sort of juxtaposition of the classes, etc., haves and have-nots.
Yep.
Blah blah. But I mean, I don't know. I just like my horror a little bit simpler sometimes.
Yeah, well, I have opened up the old Rotten Tomatoes thing here.
What's it got? Come on, hit me with it.
Right, the critic score is 94%.
Oof, fucking hell.
But what I always go by, and what I find more telling, is the audience score is 70%.
That's probably a bit more reasonable. I think I'd probably give it 2.5 out of 5, maybe 3.
Oof, that's quite harsh.
Oh, would you go higher? Out of 5?
Oh no, I probably would, but
no, I'm saying it's a good film. I enjoyed it, but you're right. I don't think I'd necessarily go back.
So if you're so you'd be like a 50%.
Oh, would that be a 50%er? Maybe
is that harsh? Is that harsh?
Maybe I'd go 3 out of 5. Bring it up a little bit. A little bit there. Yeah, I think 50% is a bit harsh. And I'll tell you what, actually, it's a bit of a breath of fresh air in the horror scene. And I love that he's making genre films, and I want to see more Jordan Peele horror films. I just always want people to make more horror films.
Yeah, essentially, that's as Hamish and I were saying the same thing. It's like, you might not love the film, but at least the ideas are fresh and different, and it's not a rehash of something. It's completely new, out of the box stuff. So, as you say, bring more of that on. It's never going to work all the time, but sod it. Let's have it. Yeah, and more of it.
And I mean, I can only see him starting to get more and more money. Do you know what I mean? As he goes on.
Yeah, that was 20 million. That one, I think.
Oh, was it? Shit.
Yeah.
That's low budget for a Hollywood film these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Get Out was something. I think it was under 5 or something.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I mean, for $20 million. I mean, Jesus. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You see films that are 5 times that and don't look half as good as this.
Oh yeah, totally. And yeah, definitely, I really enjoyed a lot of the sort of the early stuff in the 80s, which was particularly good. Enjoyed it. Did a good job of all that.
Did you enjoy the VHS cover to the left hand side of the television in that opening shot?
Oh, I didn't notice it. What was it?
Chud.
Oh man, I said, I must have subliminally seen that, because I was thinking of Chud whilst watching it. It was just with the whole general sort of because the whole thing at the start about tunnels and stuff.
Yeah,
definite Chud vibe.
Yeah,
classic.
So maybe that was a little influence. Maybe it's just
maybe
throwing out a little bit of fandango here and there.
Do you think we'll get around
as a Chud fan?
Maybe we'll get around to Chud one day, or maybe I've got Chud 2 on Blu-ray, but I've never seen it. Bud the Chud.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think we'll probably get round to everything at some point, I'd imagine.
Totally.
Still furiously getting stuff through, but yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think I've just come away a little bit underwhelmed by it.
Yeah, I think I'm the same, but I think it's probably a bit of expectation. There's nothing wrong with the film necessarily. It just didn't quite deliver on everything for me. Although, like I said, great performances, looked great. Just didn't quite deliver on the horror and didn't quite deliver on the comedy, if that's what it was going for. There were a few laughs in there, and the audience was laughing quite a lot at the right points, but I don't know, it was just an odd mix to me. It did almost feel like a sort of it did feel like an extended TV episode or something at points. Yeah, in terms of the actual theme. But yeah, I would say, do you know what? I'd say we're reasonably starved of mainstream horror at the minute.
Yep.
So good to see, and I'd say most horror fans should get out there and see it.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, you will enjoy it.
Yeah, you want to get out there and support these horror films as well, don't you? Really? So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what this one makes, because I know sort of Get Out made a daft amount of money off such a minuscule budget.
Well, I mean, what's Us has been out for what, a week?
Yep, came out
already.
In, well, 10 days maybe. Yep.
I reckon it's made an absolute shed load already, probably.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, the cinema, even like, you know, for a horror film, 10 days in was reasonably well populated. So,
oh yeah, man! The cinema was. Oh, well, so far it's taken 174 million. It says on Wikipedia.
Fucking hell!
So there you go. It's only been out for a week.
Shit. Well, that's not a bad return off your 20 million studio
That's
execs.
not bad, is it? Yeah, totally. I'll tell you what. I went to the Odeon Lux to see it with its full reclining seats.
Oh, we've got that in Ocean Terminal, the old View.
It's really nice.
And it's less than £7 a ticket.
Oh man, wee fucker. Yeah, that's annoying because it was £11 for me to go see it tonight.
Yeah, it's weird. View seem to have just like slashed all their prices to like £7 across the board. Doesn't matter what it is.
I don't know if there's even a View in Glasgow anymore. I might have to check and see. There's bound to be, surely.
Yeah, it's one everywhere. But I'm glad it was. Yeah, it's pretty decently populated. I'm very glad it wasn't like the last screening I was at there, which was with Hamish as well. We went to see Happy Death Day to You.
Right.
Which was good fun. Highly recommend that.
Right.
But I was like carefully booking seats. I always like, if possible at the time, I'll book seats so there's no one sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Which obviously you can't guarantee when you get there, but
you can't guarantee that.
You got to try it. So I picked these two seats, and there was other seats taken that were dotted around. So and then we got in there, and there was no one else in the cinema. Well, there was the two of us, and the only other people in the cinema was the entire back row was full.
Right. And
all the seats that apparently were taken, there was nobody in them.
Right. Well, so this is interesting. What was going on? A lot of the seats that were taken when I was booking my seat tonight ended up having no one in them, but the cinema was pretty full. I don't know what's going on.
This was just a weird situation. Why
was everyone in the back row?
And
were they all
the back row was full.
Were they winching?
I have no idea, man. Put it this way, I did not look behind me for the entire film.
God, you must have been pretty terrified.
I didn't like to see what was going on back there.
Did Hamish shout at any of them at all?
No, but I was pretty calm. And Hamish has actually been really good behaviour.
Brilliant.
It was me that had to tell someone to fuck off.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's disappointing. But I won't. I could be here all day if I start telling you about my grievances with cinema audiences all fucking day.
Well, we'll be able to share our thoughts again next week when we do our next one.
Absolutely.
Our next side mission. Our next side mission will be Pet Sematary.
Yeah, which was a real trailer on for tonight before the film.
Oh, I didn't see the trailer for that before the film. It wasn't on tonight for me, but
it looks interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. Looks like definitely different. Certainly a different vibe from the first one.
I have zero recollection of the first one at all.
I remember it briefly. I don't remember loving it, I've got to be honest, but we shall see. This looks like might be some quite cool, weird occult stuff going on in this one. So. Awesome. Love a bit of occult stuff. Oh, absolutely. Top notch. That's what maybe us could have done with some more of that. Right, could have done. Superb. Alright, well, thanks very much for joining us on this little side mission. I would, despite John and I both sounding fairly negative, I would say that I would recommend that you do go and see us. Hey, you might love it. Yeah. Or you probably won't. No, I'm not saying no. But if you, well, either way, you could let us know what you think, and then we could have a chat about that in the future. Yeah, absolutely. Get in touch with us by email. I've no idea what the email address is. I believe it is horrormeltdownpod@gmail.com. There you go, John. Nice work. We're also on Facebook. Visit that page, who knows, once a month. And we're also on Twitter. You could call Cammie on
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can just imagine myself getting, like, woken up in the middle of the night by someone badgering me about some rubbish horror film.
Probably Jordan Peele coming.
Jordan Peele, what the hell are you talking about,
talking
mate?
shit about
I've got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. You
fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
You gave me 50%? You fucker. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I think I'm coming down on it a little bit hard because I was a bit kind of underwhelmed by it. I'd be really interested to hear what people thought of the end. I've got my feelings on it.
Well, we can maybe bring it up in a future episode once people have had a chance to see the film.
Yeah, probably not. But
yeah. Fuck it. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Join us for the next episode, which will probably be Pet Sematary, another side mission.
I think so.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Cheers, folks.